This training video is going to show you how to use Shipco's Transportation Management System. With this TMS, you're going to be able to quote, book, and track shipments 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To first access the system, go ahead and click Login at the top right of the screen. You should have already been provided with a user ID and a password. Once you enter your user ID and password, select Login, and now you're going to be logged into the system. When you first arrive to the system, you're going to be on the customer dashboard. This dashboard is just going to give you some information on current and recent shipments. It also has some reports and tools. For example, you have an address book and a product catalog where you can actually upload addresses and upload your commodities or products. Let me go ahead and show you now how to quote, book, and track a shipment through this transportation management system. We're going to go ahead and start off by clicking on Start a New Order at the top right of the screen. And now we're going to be in our three-step booking process. Step 1 is the shipment quote. Step 2 is the details. Step 3 is the summary. So first, starting at the top, we have our mode of transportation, LTL. Now, if you know there's going to be an accessorial on the shipment, go in and select the accessorial box right here, and this will expand the accessorial section so you can check off the accessorial that might be needed on the shipment. Also do the same for hazmat, insurance, and also if you want to use the metric system for your shipment. So now I'm going to go ahead and enter some information to generate a quote. So first thing you might notice are these blue highlights at the beginning of certain fields. Those blue highlights indicate a required field. So I'm going to enter my zip code for my origin, and then I'm going to enter my destination zip code. For this shipment, I don't have any accessorials, so I'm going to move on to the commodity information section. I'm going to do one pallet with one piece. For the description, I'm just going to put items. I'm also going to enter in my dimensions. Now, if you're not familiar with the class, once you enter your dimensions and the weight, it'll actually give you an estimated class right here. So you just go ahead and click on the class, and it'll populate it into the class field. So again, if you just enter the dimensions and the total weight, it'll give you the estimated class, which you can then use for the shipment. What you can also do is go to the CBF section, and if you know the total cubic feet of the shipment, you can also put that in, and then click on Save and Calculate, and that'll populate the dimensions for you. Now let me go ahead and enter the remaining required fields, and then we'll be able to get our rate quote. Once you enter all the required fields, go ahead and click on Generate Smart Quote. Now when you click on Generate Smart Quote, what the system is doing is actually reaching out to all the different carriers to provide you with the rate quote. So here are all the rate results, and it does start with the cheapest rate first. You can see you have the carrier, the transit times, liability information, there's pricing notes, and rates and accessorials. Now, before you select a rate, always make sure you read the disclaimer section here. The disclaimer section gives you important rules and regulations on the orders that you can book through this portal. Make sure to always read the disclaimer section before you select a rate to make sure that the commodity and shipping information you're entering meets the disclaimer requirements. Okay? Once you read the disclaimer and then you go ahead and decide on the carrier that you want to use, go ahead and select the carrier, and we're going to need to select Forward Air. That'll take us to step 2 in the booking process. Step 2 is where you enter all the rest of the order details. So just go ahead and start typing in the rest of the order information. And again, on this page, you will see the blue highlights denoting the required fields. So I will just enter the required fields so that we can get through this example here. And once we're done with this, we'll be able to book the order. Now, if you are going to be shipping from these locations in the future, go ahead and click on Add to Favorites. And it's letting me know I need to enter a company name to do that, so let me do that. So I'm going to click on Add to Favorites. So that way, when I ship in the future, I can just type in a few characters and it'll bring up the address. So that can help you build your address book. I'm going to scroll down a little bit further on the screen. We have special pickup instructions, delivery instructions. These fields do show up on the bill of lading. Down at the bottom here, there's sections for you to enter a customer PO, shipper reference, and load release number, and also a section where you can update the pickup information. Next, I'm going to click on Review Shipment. So once I click on Review Shipment, this is going to take me to the summary screen, and this will give me one last opportunity to review the order details before I actually book the shipment. So if everything looks good, I'm just going to go ahead and click on Book Shipment. Now, as soon as I click on Book Shipment, it will send the order directly to the carrier. After the shipment is sent to the carrier, please call Shipco if you need to make any order adjustments. Now we're on the confirmation screen. The most important thing you want to do here is obtain your inland bill of lading. To do that, click on Bill of Lading at the top right, and here's the bill of lading. Make sure you always use the Shipco provided bill of lading, as it has the accurate third-party bill to information and other important reference numbers that Shipco will need for tracking and tracing purposes. You can click on Send at the top of the screen here to email, fax, or print the inland bill of lading. Just make sure you check off the bill of lading, put in the email address of where you want to send it to, and then click Send, and do the same for fax, print, or download. Now back on the confirmation screen, there's some other things you can do here that I want to point out. If you click on Shipment Documents, you can actually click on Add Attachment and upload documents to the shipment. So you can go ahead and select a POD, for example, or a picture of a damaged product that you need to share with Shipco, and upload it right to the shipment. Once you upload it here, it'll be visible to the Shipco team. So now that the order has been confirmed, you can navigate away from this page. Now, let's say that it's later in the day and you want to track and trace the shipment. You can track and trace the shipment by the shipment ID number, the bill of lading number, the pro number, or any reference number that was on the shipment. So in Track Your Shipment, I'm just going to put in the shipment ID number, click on the magnifying glass, and it takes me right back into the order so I can see order updates. Now, you'll also get status notifications on this shipment via email. So whenever the status of the shipment changes, you will also get notified via email about the status change. If you don't remember what the shipment ID number was or how to track the shipment, just click on the menu at the top right and click on Shipment History. This will take you into your Shipment History section. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that you'll see a list of your shipments, and there's a column for pro number. These are actually hyperlinks, and if you click on the hyperlink, this will take you directly to the carrier's website. If this was an actual shipment, you would see real-time updates on the shipment from the carrier. But to access the shipment further, just go ahead and click on the shipment ID number, and that'll take you directly back into the shipment. Okay, so just a couple of other things. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. In the dashboard section, we touched on this a little bit at the beginning of the video, but you have the reports and tools section. The two things I want to point out here are the address book and the product catalog. If you click on the address book, you can go ahead and upload addresses directly to this section. You can either do that via spreadsheet or via import. If you want to add addresses one by one, just click on Add New Address and fill in all the required information and click Save. If you want to use the uploader, click on Import Export, click on Import, and it'll take you through the address book importer. Now we have a very similar function under Reports and Tools where the product catalog link is located. So I'm going to click on Product Catalog. And it's the very same as the address book. You can come in here and add all of your commodities and products. Just click on Add Product to add a commodity or a product. Then of course you can use the Import Export CSV to import products as well. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning of the dashboard here, and a couple other things I want to point out. I'm going to click on Start a New Order one more time, and I want to point out a couple more things before the video ends. So first, before you enter the order details, you also have the disclaimer section here. So not only do you see the disclaimer section after you generate rates, but even before you enter all the order details, you'll see that disclaimer. So again, make sure you read that disclaimer before you enter any order information. A couple of things I want to point out here is you cannot put anything more than 10,000 pounds in the portal, and it cannot exceed 12 linear feet. Again, please read the disclaimer for more detailed information on those requirements. And again, you can also enter this in metrics. So just go ahead and click on Use Metric to change it to metrics. And that is how you use the Shipco Transportation Management Portal. If you have any questions, please contact support. Thank you.